Thank you, guys. How are you all? One question. Have you ever been feeling comfortable to hear a voice of somebody you never met, you never know, or you never see his face directly? How many of you? Raise hands. Okay, great. I believe that most of you are in love with musicians, singers. These are the people whom you are maybe watching, or YouTubers, bloggers, fashionistas, all this stuff. But tonight, we will talk about radio. Who listens to radio? Not so many. Okay, when you go to school in the morning, your parents, they don't listen to radio? They do. What about you? Your headphones in your ears, listening to your music. But you will grow up one day and you will start listening to radio, definitely. My name is Rula Algazawi, and I'm an architect engineer with master's degree of archaeology. And it might look strange. Why would an architect engineer stand up in front of you to talk about radio and media? And you know, I've been working in this domain for 35 years of my age, although I'm still 20. Thanks to filler and Botox, you know, we keep looking good, but I'm 56 years old lady. Yeah. And I work parallel between engineering, designing, interior design, construction, buildings, radio, TV, and social media blogger, all at the same time. You might think it's difficult, but it's not. If you are determined to do something you have passion toward, and if you are willing to use the time available to study, to work hard, and same time to travel, to have fun, to get married, to have beautiful children. I have two here with me, Khawla and Huzam. Of course, they are in Newton International Academy since their early age. Anyway, one day I was in your position and in your place. A girl studying in an international school also back home in Jordan. And I was dreaming all the time of designing spaces and places for people to live in. And it was a dream which I fight to gain. And alhamdulillah, I managed to do it. And I studied architecture. It's lovely to design a space and to understand that after maybe 2,000 years, you will know who lived there and what was their lifestyle. And it was not enough for me because I needed to understand also the history, the architecture of the ancient ages, how they used to live, how they used to build their spaces, and how was their lifestyle. That's why I got my master's degree in archaeology. Once, by coincidence, I was near the sea in Aqaba, in the southern part of Jordan. And a TV team came and interviewed me. I was actually sailing with a boat. I was almost 21 years old. And when they interviewed me, they said, wow, she looks good and she talks so much. Why don't you come to be a TV presenter? Me, TV presenter, although of course I believe most of the girls, maybe the boys, we used to hold, if you remember, the brush in front of the mirrors and start, singing or talking to ourselves, because each one of us wants to be a presenter or wants to be a singer. Okay, I joined Jordan TV and I worked there. And by that time, I started to design space, but space on screens, on TVs. And we entered the houses. But that time, people used to see us. We are a TV presenter. So we have to sit in front of the camera, very well dressed, wearing makeup, and we have to pay attention to every minor detail, even the way we move our hands. I came to Qatar, and I started my business in Qatar TV, plus my business in construction with my partner, who after that became my husband. I don't know, lucky me or not, but anyway. The good thing that he gave me the most precious gift in life, Khawla and Khuzam, of course. Yeah. Anyway, most of the mothers, even with respect to all fathers, but most of us are single moms in all cases. Anyway, I started creating my construction company and then a powder coating factory in Musaid area for powder coating aluminum and metals and creating internal design works. With that, I was working in multimedia studio productions to produce songs, audio recordings, documentaries, TV shows, blah, 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 blah. Until 9 years ago. Completely change in my path. I decided with my partner to launch Habaieb FM, the first private radio station owned by, not owned by the government sector, owned by us as persons in Qatar. Habaieb FM 93.7. Tomorrow morning, I will be on air, 7 a.m. in the morning. All of you, tune to 93.7. Yeah, I co-founded Habaieb FM. And to work in a radio station, it's completely different story. I can go to the studio wearing my PJs. No need to brush my hair. No need to wear makeup. I can sit comfortably in the studio, alone, with microphone and with my DJ system, or director. Working alone in a small studio, but heard by thousands and thousands of people. And many people, they start to say, how does she look like? She's very old woman. She talks, in a very quiet tone. Sometimes not, but anyway. And somebody said, oh, she must be very ugly woman. She's so strong. Look how she deals with us as listeners when they say something which is not right or not correct. I get pissed off sometimes. We are humans. So everybody starts to build an image of me in their minds. But my voice and my coworkers' voice goes to you, to your ears, to your hearts. You can understand us by heart, especially when you have a radio talk show and you start talking about humanity, about us, about our problems, about the things we have to deal with daily, about our difficulties with ourselves, with our husbands, with our wives, with our children, with our colleagues at work. A lot of things that usually we don't like to talk about it, even with the nearest person next to us. But when you hear it from a radio presenter, you listen to him. Sometimes me and the audience cry. Because we start to say secrets that nobody knows. Because when you call me, you don't need to say your name or your family name. You can just tell your story, and we can all communicate and advise each other to do the right things in life. Maybe many of you will say, especially youth, oh, radio, old school. Yeah, it's old, but it will stay all the time there for all of us. Maybe you will not sit in front of TV. Maybe you will be stuck on your mobile or your laptop, etc. But in the car, one day you will grow up. When you go to work, you will tune the radio to the channel that you like. In traffic time, you cannot even use your mobile. So you have to listen to a radio. And sometimes in the middle of the night, when everything is quiet, you need to hear some voice, quiet, to talk about your feelings and to talk about things you like and you dislike in life. Yeah, it cannot get viral. And of course, no likes, no shares. This is radio. It's not post, it's not a YouTube. But of course, every day you have to cope with what technology brings to you. So even in Habaieb FM, we are not only in a radio station. We have our own application on mobiles. We have our live stream on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. And of course, we promote our episodes through all social media applications. So now people can see us. They can figure that this voice, this lady owns this voice. But for us, of course, we hear thousands of voices, but we can never figure out we were talking to whom. What I want to say is that you guys, you need a platform, and you need also to build your own spaces in this life. Technology will keep racing, and we will keep running behind it. But there is facts and things in life that will never ever change, and it will stay there for all of you. Try, and I wish that schools, not only in Qatar, all over the world, to have special classes for media to train you and teach you the right way to deal with media and with social media, to help you to understand that you can always use on air, off air to create a space to communicate, but in the right way, or in the right method. In Habaieb FM, we had a youth program and a youth platform. And I remember Khawla and Khuzama were the first two girls who participated and were radio presenters. And they were like 3 years ago. You cannot imagine that adults like me were happy to listen to your generation, to your way of explaining things, because you are completely different than us. You are more clever, and you are more educated, and you are intelligent generation. Yeah, you will face a lot of scary things, but you will be capable and able to proceed. These two girls and others, and too many children here in Qatar and from outside Qatar, are calling us and chatting with us. And it's very strange to hear your stories, as I've never lived that period of time. Keep dreaming and keep working hard. And I do believe that each one of you one day will be able to do so many things all together. It's not a question that I want to get high grades in school. Well, I want to graduate from this college. I want to work immediately. No, it all can happen. Take it easy on yourselves. A dream, let your dreams reach the sky. All the time, be happy and proud of any level you reach to. because we might get high, we might fall down sometimes, but it's okay. But my advice to you, as an architect, as an archaeologist, as a TV and radio presenter, please try all the time to build spaces for communication, to hear, to listen, not only with ears, also with hearts. Love you all. Good luck to you all. Thank you very much for having me tonight.